Okay. Hey guys, I am so excited that you guys are able to hop on today. And I am just excited that we have our guest, Michelle Fox Mika. Is it? Hold on. Michelle Fox Mika. I always get it. I'm like,
I
Michelle
did the
Mika.
same thing to you.
I'm like, oh my gosh. Michelle Mikos Fox, and she is going to be on sharing with us today about how to massively grow your business online using Facebook and how she has scaled her business doing this. And I just really love Michelle. She is absolutely amazing, and she's a powerhouse in our industry and just teaching other entrepreneurs how to grow and scale online. She's been in direct sales now for over 23 years, and she's also built out multiple streams of income by working not only her direct sales, but also learning how to grow online. And she has truly mastered working online and really drilling down on what it takes to be successful with working your business. And she's going to be going over all of these tips and things that she's discovered along the way of really making this work. And I am just so excited for her to really pour into you guys. And just to kind of give you a little quick tour of all of her spaces online and what all she's done, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And just so you can see all of her pages and whatnot, let me see if it's going to let me share here. Let's see, entire screen. Sorry. And so there we go. All right. So this right here is her Facebook page. This is where you can see she's got her branding like on point. I love when I see a good banner and a good profile picture. I'm like, heck yes, it's awesome. And then even better, she's even got right here in the descriptions area how you can get over to her personal page and her website where she's gonna, give you more information there. But also she offers courses. And so that's another thing she'll be talking about today is one of her courses that she's got coming up that she's launching pretty soon, that you can kind of check out and take a look at. But I really love seeing that when, somebody's really got their banner put together, their profile, and you look right here, she's also got her website in her intro area. Very important spaces to real estate to take advantage of, when you're working online. And then you go over here to her beautiful website, and I'm like, holy smokes, man, you've built it out. I'm like, wow, she has a blog. Like, how amazing is that? And there's just is packed with a wealth of information. And I mean, you can learn so much from her. And then once you go over here to her YouTube page, I'm like, holy smokes. I mean, she's got videos like, I mean, it's crazy. Hold on, let me pull it up under videos so that way you're able to see like all of her videos and all of her content. So, like a lot of questions that you may have, she has probably already answered in a ton of these videos that she's done. And they're just really quick and fast and to the point with actionable tips. And so I always have loved Michelle and just what she offers and, how she works. I'm just like, you're like amazing. Let's see, stop sharing here. But
Got it.
you're just amazing at what you do and how well you work online and how you implement systems. And so I just would, I'm going to turn it over to you and allow you to just go ahead and introduce yourself, and you can kind of get started and get going.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This is so different for me to be on this side of the screen. I usually am interviewing instead of being the interviewee. And same thing, my very first course I ever took, I think Shamika had already taken it, and you were like one of the testimonials. And I'm like, wow, she's really cool. And then I would like watch you, and you had a website already at that time, and you were already on YouTube. And I just thought you were all that. And at one point I sent you a question, and just when you answered me, it was like a celebrity, acknowledged me. I was like, oh my gosh, she responded. It was like so exciting. So it's just so fun that we collaborate now and can be in each other's lives. It's just really cool. But yes, I like to talk about Facebook, and it's mostly because when I kind of shifted from in person to online, I was only on Facebook. And the shift happened for me primarily because I had taken quite a bit of time off from my direct sales business because my kids were at the ages where they were just super busy with extracurricular and work and all these kinds of things. And so I just thought, I need to kind of focus on home. And so instead of going out and doing parties and going to training and to seminars and things like that, I pretty much just focused on the kids and home. And so that was like a 10-year period. Then when they all had the nerve to grow up and move away, I realized that I needed to, do something. And I wanted to get back into my sales. 10 years is a long time. A lot had changed. And so I realized that other people were doing online parties, which wasn't even a thing, back in the day. And so I thought, okay, I got to figure that out. And then I saw people doing Facebook Live, and that totally just seemed crazy to me. Like, what is that? How do you do that? So anyway, I just felt like I had to figure it out. Like if I was going to get back in the game, that was where I needed to start. And so what I want to share with you is some things that I did in early days that I saw a payoff like immediately. And now I know what was actually happening. Now I know the principles that were in play. You know what I mean? So is that okay with you, Shamika, if I just kind of talk about those for a bit?
Absolutely. You go
All
for it. That works for me.
Okay. Well, the first thing was that since I had kind of been on hiatus for a while, I realized I had been hemorrhaging customers. Like I would reach out to previous customers and find out that they had gone to somebody else. And so I was really panicking about that. Like I thought, okay, I need to like pull them all back in, like anybody that had ever purchased from me. And so I was reaching out to everybody and anybody that I had ever had any kind of contact, with my business. And I was inviting them to my private group. And then in that process, I thought, well, if I'm inviting them to my private Facebook group, I better make sure it's a place that they want to be. I better make sure that there's something going on there. And if they haven't bought anything from me in a while, they probably aren't going to be excited just if the only thing there is just posts about products. You know what I'm saying? Like there's got to be more. I've got to bring more to the table. And so I'm in skincare and cosmetics. And so I thought, well, what else could I do? Well, I guess I can just give them like beauty tips or show them how to, or maybe provide, things that they could print, like order of application or something. So I just like built up my group with that kind of stuff. And then I thought, I need interaction. Like I need people doing stuff on here. So then I got a hold of all my friends that had never bought anything from me. And I said, I need you to join my group. And all I want you to do is anytime I go on, I want you to like it and share it, like it and share it. And so the principles that were happening there that I didn't even fully understand at the time was that I was bringing value to the group instead of asking from them, hey, buy this, book a party, join my team. I was showing them the skills that I've obtained. I'm sharing them, I'm giving, and I'm asking, I'm basically providing a call to action. I'm telling them what to do. I'm like, hey, I need you to like, I need you to share, I need you to do this. So that's working in my favor with the Facebook algorithm. So that is kind of spreading the word. And then, so things are growing in that respect. Let's see. I actually have note cards, which I never ever do, but I didn't want to get too crazy. Oh my
I
gosh.
totally understand.
Oh my gosh. And then, so like, because I've got like, we're growing, I'm bringing my new people or my previous people back. I've got people that hadn't ever tried the product. And then I'm offering things like, when I would talk about something, I would try to talk more like in generalizations because I wanted them to be able to apply it, like whether they were purchasing my product or not. You know what I mean? Like, so like this is what an activated charcoal does rather than this is what my charcoal mask does. And so over time, it was really cool because the people that were my customers were using more products because they were seeing me demo and talk about all these products that maybe they never noticed in the catalog. People that had never ever bought anything were kind of warming up to the idea because I wasn't pushing it down their throat. I was just kind of showing the benefits of what these types of products do. So it was a very non-threatening, just a very easy place to be part of. And so it just kept, kind of snowballing, and it was growing, and they were interacting with each other. And then kind of the next big shift was that they started becoming friends with each other. And they would like post a picture of themselves, like, hey, I really love this lipstick or something. And then everybody else would just be like, oh my gosh, I love it. That looks so good on you. And I'm like, oh my, this is amazing. Like it's a sense of community. It's like a sisterhood. And so I started really promoting that aspect of it. So that's how the Facebook group really solidified and grew. And I realized that I wanted to like contact even more people. And I thought, okay, I'm stymied because I can't share, like if I did a live video, for example, in a private group, I can't share that with the world because it's private. So then I kind of focused on my business page and started thinking, well, what can I do here? Because this is a public venue. And so it was just really cool how and I'm not tooting my own horn or anything. I'm just saying that I just saw a need, and then what kind of in my gut, I felt like this needs to happen. This makes sense to me. I like when things happen organically. I like when it makes sense and it feels natural, and therefore I'm pretty confident that it's not spammy and weird because it felt like the next right thing to do, and it was verified by the fact that people gravitated toward it. So so the group is growing, like literally, like it went from like 30 to like 130, like gangbusters, like within a few months. And then the business page started growing, and I got more confident with the live stuff. And so it was just really, really exciting for me. And then the next heavy revy was that I wanted to reach more people. And I thought, oh my gosh, every single day Facebook is suggesting friends to me. Like, why am I not taking advantage of that? Because like I love it when I get new friend requests, but I'm so lazy that I never take advantage of the little things that pop up, like, you may know this person and this person. I don't know why I never did. So I started friend requesting people and building up my friend base. So I'm just pointing out that Facebook is a free resource, and it gives us the opportunity to solidify the relationships that we have already started in our lives, and to begin relationships with countless numbers of people that we haven't even met yet. And then when we have them become customers, to just really, continue that relationship, to take it beyond just a purchase, but to really, stay in contact with them. So you don't have that experience that I did where you find out that they've all gone to somebody else. And the thing is that I've already said it, it's free. It's like all of these things that I've mentioned thus far, don't cost you a penny to do that. And there's 3 billion people are on Facebook. So even if it's not your social media of choice, it's pretty darn likely that there are people that want what you have to provide that are out there for you to reach. So I really saw just a huge change in my business just by changing how I perceived it, taking advantage of the things that were available to me, beefing up and building up these different areas of Facebook. And then, the rest, as they say, is history.
Yes.
Things have kind of shifted and changed, but in the early days, right away, I just saw a lot of growth. And so that's just always been, Facebook has a special place in my heart.
Yes.
As a result. Yes. So anyway, so that's what's happening. So that's how I have a couple of other courses that I had done, and I felt like I wanted to do something new, and I was pondering like, well, what does somebody, like, let's say someone's in direct sales and they want to expand, and a lot of the women that I meet that are in direct sales we gravitate toward people that are like us. Okay. So I meet women that are, middle aged to beyond. I'm beyond middle, unless I live to be 114. So beyond middle age that, aren't necessarily tech savvy, that, they know in their head that social media is where they need to be, but they just don't know how to do it. Like I didn't even know how to take a selfie. And so I thought, okay, so knowing that that's my audience, these are the people I connect with in terms of training. What do they need? Where should they go first? And I thought Facebook, because that's where I went first. And so my most recent course is the Fast Track to Facebook Success, and I'm super excited about it. It just is kind of like, takes me back to my roots, so to speak. And I've been working really, really hard. And it's a great course. So I can't wait to tell you a little bit more.
Yay. And I cannot wait to hear more about it. And just to kind of elaborate on what you were saying, as far as like starting with Facebook, even if Facebook isn't like your main like go-to, like you're like, I'm just not maybe strong with Facebook. Maybe you're more of an Instagram person. I mean, you can really start just something like building small here on Facebook. Just do one section at a time, build out your group, start working on that. You can start working on your banner and then working on your profile picture and just implementing one small step at a time, so it's not so overwhelming. And just take it as like, okay, I'm going to learn how to do this. If you don't know how to do it, that's fine. Just take the time that you need to learn how to do that. And then once you learn how to do that, the power is then you can start showing people how to do things like this if you want to, or you can like kind of put it over into your business if you're doing something like direct sales, and you can start creating graphics and things that your audience is going to definitely love to hear more about and learn from you on how to do different tips and tricks and all these different things. If you're in makeup or health and wellness or what have you, they're going to definitely want to hear from you. So your course is definitely going to be invaluable. I definitely know that. I can't wait to hear more.
Very cool. Could you put on the screen? I've got like a screen share at the bottom. Fabulous. Yes. So this is like the home page. I just wanted to kind of show everybody what it's like so you can get a flavor for it. But what I did is it's pre-recorded, and there are 6 modules, and this is the homepage for the course. Module 1 talks about how important it is for branding yourself, that you are the brand. And I won't even go into that because that's a whole big concept on its own. But we upgrade your personal profile. We talk about your business page. If you already have one, we, spiff it up. And if you don't have one, we make one. We create an offer they can't refuse. I help you create a freebie offer. I teach you all about going live. And then, of course, the creme de la creme is your private group. And what's funny is that's where I started, but that's where this course ends, because that really that's where it's at. And I'm kind of building up to that. And then we have a review, and then I've got some bonus material. So it's got a workbook. It's got all the live videos. It has a private Facebook group. And to register, you go to michellefoxonline.com/fast track. So I would love to have you join me there. I'm super excited about it.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm excited, just to, see you getting this launched out. And it's something that is so needed in our industry right now. I feel like sometimes just getting back to the basics of, okay, first of all, how do I make this work, here on Facebook? How do I not show up and look like, Spamela Pamela, and just,
Mhm.
start, kind of looking more professional and looking like that go-to person in your industry. And that's why I do think it's critical these days to have a good presence, a social media presence online, and getting kind of plugged in that way. um so I'll let you kind of
Very cool.
elaborate.
Very cool. All good. I was seeing all kinds of comments. Let me look and see if there's any
Mhm.
questions, but I think it's mostly just saying hi. Oh,
Yes.
somebody's saying that it's cutting in and out, and that has to do with just the network or whatever, There's not much we can do about that, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
Let's see. Girls, life, rage, engagement. Oh, I think it's just chit chat.
Yep.
But if you have questions, this is the time, because what's fun is that I'm kind of good at the broad concepts, and Shamika's really good at the nitty gritty, like the technical stuff. I'm always asking her, like, how did you do that?
Oh, well, thank you.
That looks so good. Like, how did you do that?
Yes, I definitely love some tech stuff, and I love trying to. And my thing is, if I can automate it and set it up to work for me whenever I'm not working or I can't be working, what have you, that is like that. That's like life for me, is getting
Yes.
systems in place, and so I'm totally about that.
Yep. And that's part of the freebie thing that we talk about in the course, is that is as much as possible you want to get people to come to you, and that's the beauty of it, is that Facebook gives you that platform where you can really put out there, this is who I am, this is what I offer, this is what my product or service can do for you, and then maybe offer a little taste of it in a freebie, and then literally your ideal customer is coming to you saying, yes, I want that. It's like, yes, yes, yes. And how amazing is that, when like shooting fish in a barrel.
You're not having to pull them in; they're actually coming to you.
Right. Yeah. Like they are telling you, like, I am interested in what you have to offer. And so you can't ask for a better situation than that.
That's right.
So let's see. Did you find more success than with your business Facebook group as opposed to your private one, my business page? There's such different animals, and I'll let you answer this as well, Shamika, with your experience. But
Mhm.
so the group is meant to be very relational, and that is where you are nurturing, and you're really kind of continuing the relationship, where you're making sure that they feel that you are hearing them, and you're providing value, you're providing resources to them, but it's very much about the relationship with them. And so most often, by the time they're in my private group, they are already a customer. So when I think of my private group, I don't so much think of, I'm going there to get customers, or I'm not even going there necessarily to get sales. I'm going there so I don't lose my customers.
That's
I'm
right.
I'm I have that group so that we have this sense of community that never leaves, and
Mhm.
that they know me and I know them, and we're just in each other's lives, so that they wouldn't even dream of buying it from anybody else. You know what I mean? The page is my public platform to tell the whole world, hey, here I am. This is what I do. This is what I'm an expert at. Here are some tips. Here are some things that you can download. Here's my YouTube channel. Here's my blog. And there's where I'm showing up as a helpful resource that is kind of giving everybody their first taste. And that is hopefully going to make them want to pursue me to where I could invite them to my group.
Yes.
So which one is more successful? I have more people on my page because it's public, but I guess it depends on how you measure success. But in terms, I'm guessing that you're thinking like in terms of sales and customers. that would be, my private group, but that's because they were already customers usually before they even got in there.
Yes.
So I hope that makes sense. But I think that people get discouraged because they say, I post in my group and nobody buys anything. But there's no getting around the fact that the sale, you have to constantly be getting new blood. You've got to be getting new people, exposing new people to your product. And so if the same people are in your group that were in it 2 years ago, there's a problem.
Yes.
You've got to be introducing new people and introducing your product to new people. So I hope that answers the question. And if not, let us know. And how would you answer it, Shamika?
Um, well, I totally agree with you. And I started with my profile page and I built from there because a lot
Mhm.
of people said, start with your profile page and then, go and start pulling people into your group. So, like you'll notice in my banner, there's always some kind of call to action, whether it be for a freebie or whether it be to you to join my group. And so that's one of the ways that you can start pulling people over, kind of, it's almost like a funnel. So that for
Mhm.
me, it started with the Facebook page, but then I funneled you to my, my group that helps if you're into like building your business as an entrepreneur and wanting to grow and scale online like that. Then you went to the How to Entrepreneur. And initially, I was more focused on working my direct sales business. And so I did have a lot more content that related as far as real stories, posts, and things like that related to my direct sales. But I also had to create a healthy mix since I was working it on my profile page, I'm not just speaking to people that are follow me for, maybe my makeup tips and all of that for my business. I've also got friends and family and people that I know in my, regular life. So I've kind of got to appeal to them. So it needs to have,
Mhm.
like a mixture of all your different, like basically content categories. So one could be your family, one could be a little bit about your business, one could be what type of, things you do for fun or, what have you. But it lets people get to know, like, and trust you,
Mhm.
which is really super critical and important when you're building online. And then, like I said, I just kind of funnel them over to whatever group that I needed to. If I was more focused on working my direct sales business, then I funneled them to my customer group. And if I was more focused on working them, to teach them how to grow and scale their business, then they went into the How to Entrepreneur group. And and then now I'm just now getting to the point where I'm building out my like a business page for Facebook. And on that, you can be loud and, proud about your business. You can promote,
Mhm.
promote, promote. Whereas if you're doing this from your Facebook profile, you've kind of got to walk a balance, balance out a delicate line there.
Mhm. You've got like 5,000 friends, girl.
It took time. It did. It did. It
How did
took
that
time.
happen? Like, not that you're not a fabulous person, but that's a whole
Right.
lot of friends. Like, it
So
just
I'll tell you, it's exactly what you said. I started waking up every single day and I was like, okay, I'm going to send out at least 10 friend requests every single day. And then I'm also going to hop into a messenger, like messenger with them after they accept my friend request and just say,
Mhm.
hey, thank you so much for accepting my friend. My friend request. I see that we have some people in common.
That's
What do you
great.
do for a living? And kind of start to build that relationship and, you know, start building that. Then there is nothing more than I personally hate is for somebody to send me a friend request
Mhm.
and then try to, pitch me on whatever it is that they
Yep.
sell or offer. You don't know me yet. So until you start to see, my life, know a little bit about me, get to know me, you don't really know if your product or your service is going to be a perfect fit for me. However, even if that person's not a perfect fit for whatever it is that you do, they may know somebody that is, and they're going to refer people to you if you kind of go about building that, uh, in a respectful way, if you will.
Mhm. Very good. You're the master.
Oh no, just just a lot of learning, girl. Just a lot of learning.
I am super excited about this question because it's super important. Two different opinions about the business page. Several social media people say that you don't need a business page if you have a customer group. What's our opinion about that? And I'll tell you that we only have so much time and so much energy. and we know ourselves better than anybody else does. And we also know our goals, short term and long term. So, bearing all of that in mind is going to help you decide whether a Facebook page is right for you or not. Like I said, a Facebook page is completely different than a private group. So I think it is incorrect to say that if you have a group, you don't need a page, because they're totally different things.
Yeah.
But I don't think you have to have a page to be successful. And I know that there's an entrepreneur that I follow, and she's extremely successful, but she is building on YouTube pretty much exclusively. And yet I see other entrepreneurs that build on their blog exclusively. So it really depends on your objective, and, you know, where your audience is and where you're most comfortable. But for me, if starting out, I was most comfortable on Facebook. And if you're comfortable on Facebook and your audience is on Facebook, I think that it behooves you to have that page. Excuse me. And also, once you understand how Instagram and your business page work together, you can like automatically post from one to the other. It's kind of like a no-brainer. So like your group posts are going to be different than your page posts, but if you're on Instagram at all, you can automatically share whatever's on Instagram to your business page. So it's almost like Instagram is keeping your business page alive for you without you really having to think about it. You know, that's if you do Instagram. If you don't, you know, it's different. But so I think it's important, but it depends on if you have the time and the capacity for it. The thing, here's what I know: overwhelm can kill your business. We don't need that. So you always have to look through the lens of where you are at in your life and in your business and what your priorities are. I hate to get all deep and everything, but
Yeah.
it's true. You know,
Love
it's
it.
like when I hear too much, then all of a sudden I kind of shut down. So
Yeah.
if that's happening, then you gotta, you know, yourself. So Shamika, what do
And
you?
then the other thing with it, like a business page, is it's also geared towards ads. And so that
True.
was why I didn't initially set out to set it all up to, you know, build that completely out. I was like, okay, let me first get started on my profile page, start small, and then
Mhm,
just start to work it, you know, branch off,
mhm,
create a group, and then branch off from there when that starts taking off, and create an actual public Facebook page. Because that's when you start getting closer to needing to, if you're gonna, you know, run ads or what have you, you're gonna need to have that business page. But like she said, I mean, balance is the key to all of this. And if you
mhm.
overwhelm yourself with too much at one time, you're gonna just be like, oh my goodness, I can't do nothing. And then you shut down and nothing gets accomplished. So I totally agree with what you're saying.
I'm guessing this is my friend Sharon saying this. Maybe not. I can only see Facebook user, but
I know, me too. That's what I was like,
that's funny.
I was trying to see who said what. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
It's
Um,
funny.
online, let's see. No, I'm not seeing, I think, and there's also a little bit of a delay for the questions to come through,
Right.
when, you know,
And
with
it's
StreamYard.
wonky because you've got YouTube and Facebook and my group and your group, and but we love
Everything.
everybody.
Yes, yes. But it's all an awesome question. I'm like, I just don't know who asked it. Sharon. Yes, okay, it's Sharon Walls. Hello,
Yay!
Sharon.
Knew it.
Oh my gosh. Thank you for commenting. You made that so much easier.
It's
Oh,
funny.
let's see. You two are superpowers. You us
So
preschool.
she's just
Oh,
complimenting us. She thinks of herself as a Facebook preschooler, but she's coming along real well.
oh my gosh.
She's
Yes.
learning.
And we're all starting, believe me. It's like I see other people and I'm like, holy smokes, man, you're just blowing it up. I mean, you got like funnels set up on like on top of funnels, you got everything working, you know, there's links that's not broken. And, you know, there's days it's it's like, oh my gosh, that freebie I just put up, the back end link is broken. Now I need to go fix that, or some other file attached to it, or
Mhm.
whatever. And you'll get to a point to where you get more dialed in, and it will become second nature. And that's why I just say I focus on doing one little small thing. And if
Mhm.
I can get one small win, then I'm like, man, I'm winning the day. Okay. And
Mhm.
so when you start doing that and you stay consistent with that, it'll start to build your confidence and your momentum. And then you'll just kind of launch from there.
Mhm. And
Um,
it's so true that, you can either get super discouraged or you can be inspired by somebody else's success, and we have to be our own guards of our mind. And I suffer from it too. Sometimes I'll see somebody that is doing so well, and I'm like, yes, and I can do it too. And then the next day I'm just struggling and I see it and I'm like, I will never. I
how
might
am
as
I
well
going to
just
get there?
get quit now. But
Yes.
yeah, it's like we will get there in our own way, in our own pace, but we need to stop beating ourselves up here.
And here's how you add your picture. You just have to actually give StreamYard access to your profile, and they will basically it will add your picture in. Sometimes what I find is it works during, so if like you go back and you do that while you're in the stream and then come back in. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But on the next thing or live that you participate in, it will. Allow you, it will show your picture. So it may or may not right now, but it will in the future. And Shamika Stevens, I asked about the business page. I think we answered the business page, but if we did not, okay, that's Cindy Smith. She said, Shamika Stevens, I asked about, okay, so that's who asked about the business page. Okay, good deal. Thank you so much for explaining that, because I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I find that I'm having better luck looking at it from my cell phone and seeing
Mhm.
and following along, because I'm like, okay, that way I can kind of see.
Then we can see,
Yeah.
yeah, the names.
Yeah. Let's see, works with Michelle. Okay. So, and does anybody else have any more questions for Michelle? And just to kind of pick her brain on anything that you can think of. Also, feel free, if you do have questions that kind of pop up even after the live, you can just comment below and we'll be going back through and answering any questions that maybe we didn't cover in the live stream here. So, definitely feel
Mhm.
free to drop your questions below. And I'm just trying to make sure I've kind of went through here
Mhm.
and
Glancing
covered
through too.
everything. And somebody did ask if they were going to be able to rewatch. You will be able to rewatch. We're broadcasting this to like all of our pages and plus YouTube. And so I will be sure that there is a recorded version for us to go back and rewatch after this too.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Awesome, awesome. Yes, this is I love this kind of format, and anytime that I've done this for my boss babes, they're like, "Oh, I just love it." And they really loved when you came in and did a training for us. I
Mhm.
still get so many comments about that. Uh let's see, where are her classes she offers listed? Oh, okay, I see.
Oh, good.
I do have a place. Let me think about that.
I know sometimes it's like multiple steps.
I think on my website, but let me look.
I
Oh
totally
my gosh,
understand.
I know. I think yes. Let me double check that.
Okay. I think I did see it on your
I think well, let me look.
on
Okay.
your
Okay,
profile.
yeah. So my website is michellefoxonline.com. And along the top, there's a place for members to log in. And if you click there, but you're not yet a member is anybody that's registered for a course. There's a place where you can get more information about each course. So the 3 courses that are there are Fast Track to Facebook Success, 5-Day Transformation, and Become a YouTuber in 5 days. I'm all about 5. So let's see. Shamika Stevens, can y'all post that here in the comments? Oh, yep. I will do
Did
that.
I did post it, but I'm not sure if it hit the comments.
Oh,
Let
okay. All
me
right,
do
perfect.
it. Can you guys tell me if that hit the comments, her link? If not, I'll do it on I'll also do it here. No worries. Just to make sure that it comes up. Let's see. MichelleFoxOnline.com.
It's so funny when I find that somebody has something that I want, like I want michellefox.com. Somebody has it. The nerve. So I like send
Yes,
her messages like, so hey, you keeping this website?
I need it if
Never
not.
responded.
And
Oh,
good. Okay, so Sharon, she resubmitted and she said it
woo,
worked. And
look
I
at
can
her.
see
I
your
see your
picture.
picture.
Yay! Oh my
Woohoo!
gosh, that's so
Look you
awesome.
go.
We love your beautiful picture.
She's the
It's
best.
like, oh man, familiar faces. It's so awesome. And Shamika Stevens, my planner has
Snow
snow
blindness.
blindness. Oh
Guide
no,
one.
Michelle.
Oh,
This is
guide
God.
one. You got it. You're gonna do it.
Yes, you will get it. And the main thing is just really, buckling down, get clear on what type of appointments you want to offer to your people. And then you start creating content around that. And that was one of the ways I really worked to, kind of fill up my date book was I started creating content around it. And then I started creating like a makeup one-on-one tutorial. So it would be like a smoky eye tutorial. Do you want to know how to do a smoky eye, or do you want to know how to do a date night look? And then that way they could register for an event that I would have coming up. And then, I'd send them all that information. And then that kind of got them in on my books. And I always started with something fun. Like with my business, I think we are in the same, the same
Mhm.
realm with skincare and cosmetics. And so I always started with makeup because I knew makeup was going to be like the thing that grabbed them and got their attention and kind of, got them pulled in. And then I could say, okay, and if you really like this and you really want like flawless looking skin, one of the things you're going to have to do is start really taking care of your skin, because our makeup is only going to look as good as our skin does underneath. There's only so much we can
Mhm.
cover up. And so I kind of end with that. And so it just started to build. So the more consistent you get with doing, taking that approach with it, it will start to grow.
Mhm. I
And
always found too that if it had a theme, it seemed to draw people into. So like I would put out there, like even on my personal profile, something like I'm looking for participants in an opinion survey about, such and such. And people love to give their opinion for starters. And so then they would, say, oh, I want to participate. And then I would create a group of the participants and just get that group excited just with different fun posts and videos. And I'd go live. And so that would usually involve sending a sample, but you got to be careful, on the cost of that. And so I basically, when I don't have a hostess, I become a hostess is
yes.
what has always been my strategy. That was really popular. And at one point I created a party group, and for me and my team members, and I said, let's just have one place on Facebook where we funnel all of our customers, and once a month we have like just a giant party, and we'll have like a really awesome giveaway. And so we really ramped that up. And there was one summer where I had won a Kate Spade bag, and it wasn't really my style. But I knew it was expensive.
Yes.
So I made like a big deal about, that there was going to be a winner of a Kate Spade bag. And holy cow, like we had people like nobody's business watching our stuff on that group. And so we would just always had a theme, and what go. So we would do just kind of like a live demo of whatever, like a summer bronze look one week, and, summer, nighttime, whatever, skincare, whatever. We did stuff all through the summer. And then at the end of the summer, we had a giveaway. So my point being just that when you feel like nothing's happening on your books, we can only
Make
control
it.
ourselves. And so
Yeah.
it's like you become your own hostess, and just come up with some kind of theme, some kind of idea, and just make it fun, 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 fun. And I just did an in-person party a couple of days ago, and they were all saying to me, why doesn't anybody do this anymore? Like, this is so much fun. And it's, everybody stopped doing in person because of COVID. And so it's just funny. Like, people want togetherness, they want
They do.
that sense of community. And if they can't get it in person, they will do it online, but they're out there,
Absolutely.
the hostesses are out there. They really are.
Hmm. And we have another question. I believe this is from Cindy Smith. I've run my business all virtual since April 2020. It's been a blessing as my husband is a leukemia survivor. So, being around so many people and crowds, I have to be careful. So, I love learning tips and tricks.
Oh, good.
Absolutely. And I knew once you said leukemia survivor, I was like,
Mm.
yes, yes, her husband, he's a survivor of leukemia. And I totally understand that. And that was one of the things that I had to do as well. I have multiple sclerosis, and the drug I take, it lowers my immune system. And so I had to learn like quickly ways to pivot online and show up
Mhm.
and make it work, because I was like, this isn't working. I can't hold as many appointments if I can only physically hold out to do two or three of unloading and loading my car and setting up and breaking down, versus now it's like, man, you can really
Mhm.
have one party and get 30 people on. And then that's like, a good many of parties, like at least 3 to 4 parties in one week, but you did it in one setting. So it is powerful being able to do things online for sure.
Mhm. Definitely. That's one of the things that attracted me to you, Shamika. Is that I
Oh,
had the same experience as I didn't know what was wrong with me at the time, but I physically
oh,
was not able to like set up and tear down and do all that. And I'm like, I don't know why. I eventually got a diagnosis, but I realized like, okay, I don't want to stop my business, but I don't think I can do it anymore. Load the car, unload the car, carry it in. And so it's really empowering to know that we have these options where we can do this online and or in person. We've got all of those options out there for us. It's done differently. And so it's important that you learn these different strategies, but it's cool that we have these options.
yep, I agree. It was a life-changing thing for me when I started realizing, okay, oh my gosh, I can totally work online, because it does it, like if you have anything that's, like hitting your system, it definitely is hard to be able to show up and be consistent and be there even in the moment at your parties. And I don't know if y'all had parties like me, but mine always got a little crazy, it seemed like. And so there was like just so many things going on. And no matter how much I coached the party, it's like, okay, we're still having 20 kids over today, and 10 of our, extended family. And so that would just, drain me. So it's, finding ways to work around the obstacle. So whatever that obstacle may be. Um, let's see.
So
I will.
Sharon, she has overcome cancer multiple times, and it looks like
Yes.
she's back in the hospital for surgery. And so
Wow.
she is looking for the hook to carry her through. And we've been talking in our course about finding her ideal customers, and she's at kind of reaching out to cancer survivors and talking to them about the importance of looking and feeling good and moving on with life and stuff. So everything sounds great, Sharon. You're doing great. I mean, don't you're too hard on
Yeah.
yourself. And
Yes.
I'll be praying for you during this surgery stay for
Yeah,
sure.
I'm definitely going to be praying for you as well. And I am so sorry to hear you're going to have to run through another surgery. And that can definitely, kind of hit, make you have to take a step back and pause
Mhm.
for a second with your business. And, those were always really frustrating times for me as well. It's like, oh man, I just got going good. And, something pops up with your health. And I will tell you, your health is first and foremost the most
Mhm.
important thing that you can focus on. And then you just get back on, and you don't even have to re-announce, hey, you guys, I'm back. You don't have to re-announce that. You just pick up where you started, and, you just start going. And as far as building out, like a hook for your customers, is getting one just really, really super clear on who you want to service and target. And it looks like, 55 and older for cancer survivors. And so you can start, saying, look, like this is part of my story, and these are the types of women that I want to help. If it's just women, I want to help these types of women that struggle with this. And you can start showing up with just short reels that gives inspiration to these people, each
Mhm.
day. And it could just be, anywhere from a 15 to 30-second reel, to where you just show up and you give pointers on maybe some drinks or healthy tips that you do. Like if you do like a specific drink or a specific something that really helps you get through the day, you can
Mhm. Yeah,
do it.
she's got all kinds of tips like that. Yeah.
Yes,
You've got
yes.
content, Sharon. You just need to like funnel
Got
it
to dig it
into your
out.
business. Yep.
It's always figuring out the way to turn it and spin it and make it,
Mhm.
speak to people. You just have to think, what would grab my attention if I was like what you are your ideal customer. You're in
Mhm.
that position. What
Mhm.
do you need more of? What would you love to see, show up in your feed, that sort of
Mhm.
thing. And then when you start figuring that out and turning that around, you're then speaking to that ideal customer and those pain points. What are your biggest three pain points? And then, target
Mhm.
talk from that angle.
Something else to keep in mind too is that we are multifaceted creatures, and so let's say your niche is beauty and skincare, but you're really good at gardening. People love gardening tips, so
Yes.
it doesn't hurt to just throw out there what you are good at, or you got a really good coupon at Target or something, an online coupon, and you share it with everybody. That kind of stuff also it enhances that feeling of community and goodwill, and then they're like, oh, I just love this girl. Not only is she my such and such girl, but she also always gives me all these great recipes. And whatever your passion is, if you share that with people, it furthers that connection. And that's what we want. There's no getting around the fact that it's a relationship. If you want ongoing sales, if you want a customer base that stays with you, it's a relationship. If you just want
Mhm.
a one and done, whatever. But if you want a
Yeah.
relationship, if you want customers that stay with you for life, which we do,
Yes.
then you got to give. You got to give what you have. And so just think about, what are you passionate about? What do you know? What are your hobbies? And because that can be a whole new realm of fresh content.
Oh,
Because I
yeah.
think sometimes we get burned out. Like, I'm talking about beauty for 23 years.
Yes. How can I rephrase this one more time?
Yeah, yeah, right.
Yes. And so it is a lot. And that's one of the joys that I found with working it from my profile page is it allows me to be able to share a little bit more personal stuff in my life, but also to be able to, share, like you said, all of these random tips and things. And then they start seeing you as like, man, she's the coolest person. She always has these
Mhm.
random weird things or tips or, suggestions and what have you.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I agree with that
Yeah.
completely.
Sharon, look at Sharon. She's like going. She's just got all these ideas coming out.
I know, I know. I was like, "Man, you're awesome." I mean, like, you're getting it. And that's just it. And sometimes it's like, I will have, like, an idea come to me, and I'm driving down the road, and I'm like, "Oh, dear God, how am I gonna get this?" And so I always just say, "Hey, Siri, how to" go to my notes and write this down. And so
Yep.
if I have random ideas coming through me, to me throughout the day, I just jot it down in my notes app so that day, on the days that I'm mentally kind of exhausted and I can't think as clear or nothing's coming to mind, I'm like, okay, what did I say on the day I had like all my brain cells working and all the things? Let
Yes,
me
I
start
know. I've
there.
got notebooks like in every room of the house for that reason. Like, oh, wait a minute, I got to write that down.
Yes, that's me right now. I'm like, okay, I need a notebook for real.
Yes, yes. Oh my gosh.
All
So
right.
true.
Well, and I don't see any more questions. It looks like we have covered everything. And do you have anything else that you want to go over, Michelle?
I just, I always feel the need to encourage people. I don't like ever knowing that somebody is watching and just feeling less than, or feeling like, I tried it, can't do it. We all have a different path. And the thing is that if you want to sell this, if you want to have a particular business, like that is really and truly in your heart, you can find a way. Okay. It's just, the question is, are you willing to do the work? And sometimes we say we are, but we resist change, or we resist things that we're uncomfortable with.
No.
But I have no doubt that you can
Excellent.
do it. So if you are doubting yourself, you can do this. And I also want to say that if you've concluded that this isn't for you, whatever it may be, that's okay too.
Yeah.
Is that too often we feel, we feel judged, and that's, who needs that, So
That's
either
right.
way, it's like, figure out what is in your heart to do, and do it with all your might. And I know you can. All right. So I just want to share that.
Oh, that like totally speaks to my world and my heart. And I know so many others because it's hard to not compare ourselves online to other people. I mean, shoot, I'm guilty of it too. I'm like, oh my gosh, this person's like killing it. I'm barely making it. I'm
Mhm.
so dizzy I can't even see straight some days. And it's like, wow. Some way, somehow I'm gonna get something up today.
Mm,
And so I had to start learning because I was one of those, I always felt like you're missing the boat, you're missing your time, you're missing the boat. And
mhm,
sometimes that can start to, that can be social media kind of feeding that to us, or in a way
mhm.
to where it's like, because what all the people that we see, they're just killing it, smashing it, and just knocking it out, and you're over here just barely making it. But you've got to also look at what all you got going on behind the scenes.
So true.
They may have a whole team of people working, and it's like a team of one, which is you doing everything, and
Right.
everything is going to take 2 to 3 times longer than you think it is.
Yeah.
And when I learned that kind of freed me up and let me know, okay, you know what, it's in God's timing. That's when it's
Mhm,
going to happen. I can't
mhm.
force it, any faster than this. I just do my best, and as long as I'm showing up and doing that and doing all I can do, then that's all I can do.
That's
And
right. That's right. And we've got to find joy in it. If it's not
that's
bringing you
right.
joy, what's the point?
That's
Right?
exactly right. That's exactly right.
Oh,
Ah, I love that y'all are being yourselves, not acting as if you have it all together. I appreciate that so much because I know.
that's
Yes.
us in a
Oh my gosh.
nutshell.
Let me just tell you, no, it's a hot mess express behind the scenes over here. Like if you guys see
We
me
need to be
in,
the Shamika and Michelle show.
you should. It should totally be. Oh my gosh, yes. I'm like, no, no. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I give you hope.
Oh, that's sweet.
But yes, thank you so much. And we are so excited to just have you guys hop on and be a part of this today. And like I said, if you have any questions that pop up between, now and later, just, drop the comments below and we will totally answer them. And I think it looks like Chris said podcast. My husband. Oh, thanks for watching, honey. But yes, we should totally do a podcast.
Done and done.
Exactly,
Writing it
exactly.
on my notebook right now.
That's right. It's like, okay, another idea in my notes app. That's where that's supposed to go because I will forget it if it's not there.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
but nonetheless, we are so excited that you guys tuned in. And I just can't wait to see you guys start unlocking things and working through it
Mhm.
and seeing your businesses soar. And don't forget to go visit Michelle's page, her Facebook page, and definitely check out her course because that is going to be something that's super pivotal to helping you with really unlocking and really digging in and getting to the nitty gritty of some of the, bigger like one-on-one questions. And so definitely check it out. And until next time, we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Awesome.